Hello and welcome to K&M Gaming. I'm Miles and this is Connor. And today we're playing The Monster Inside. This is like a visual novel type dealio. So we're gonna see. My head pounded, ears still ringing slightly. Some of the worst nightmares I'd had in years left me feeling like I'd been punched in the jaw. But just like any other day, I dragged myself to the office. There was another notice on the door from Mayor Vanetti's office. Permits out of date. They didn't like me much and were trying to drown me in paperwork. It was a slow month, weeks since I'd had any real case to work on, so I passed the time pacing the office, smoking and staring at the mirror in the corner, safely covered with an old bedsheet. I don't dare look at my own reflection. I'm too afraid of what I might see, afraid someday I might have to face what I really am. The girl came in so quiet I nearly choked on my cigarette. Are you... Is that okay? Because I don't want to be reading the entire time.
You're the one who chose the game.
It is, but this game looked really good, so...
Okay. Mister, please, you gotta help me, mister.
Okay. Okay, so we have three choices. Calm down now, sit and talk slow. Yeah, what can I help you with? Or you ever hear of knocking first? I guess the first one, yeah.
Okay, thanks. It's just no one will listen to me.
Just tell me your tale. I'm listening. She eyed me with just a dash of suspicion as I tossed back a handful of pills and chased them with a swig of whiskey. I could tell this might take a while. Her name was Lily. She told me she was his mistress, the man all over the newspapers, the infamous banker, Mr. Reginald Farnsworth. Mr. Farnsworth was a drunk, philandering bastard, but this girl seemed genuinely concerned that he had recently gone missing. Less concerned about the fact that Mr. Farnsworth's wife had just turned up dead in Central Park 2 nights ago.
You don't understand. He just couldn't have done it. He hated his wife, but he couldn't have killed her. Everyone thinks it was him, and no one believes me. He's gotta be in trouble.
I ain't saying I believe you, but what makes you think he's in danger? Or, case looks pretty simple to me. I guess the first one.
Well, Mr.
Jack. You can just call me Jack.
Jack, whoever did this to his wife must have been the one who took him. He would have never left without me, he promised me.
I'm sure Mr. Farnsworth promised this girl a lot of things. This poor girl, a lot of things.
Please, the cops won't listen to me and they want to bring him in and on charges. You gotta prove it wasn't him before they find him.
Honestly, I doubt they're in too much of a hurry. Farnsworth had practically the entire police force in his deep pockets, probably why they hadn't found much yet. If they found him and brought him in, it would be due to public pressure. Sometimes a mob with pitchforks is more dangerous than one man with money. You've got my curiosity, but you might not like what I find, or I can help you. We'll get to the bottom of it, don't you worry now. I guess the first one.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Jack. Thank you, but please, be careful. I don't think this was just any murderer or kidnapper. I think it was a beast.
I don't know.
What's with the asterisks?
Maybe she's like whispering it.
Sure.
So no one
whatever.
hears. Beast. The word struck me funny, like when you draw your elbow on a hard corner. Not a word many use these days, except in hush whispers and bedtime stories for children. Oh, they were real enough, alright. They just got better at hiding, controlling their unseemly urges, but I hadn't seen any monsters in nearly 15 years, back when I was still a cop myself. Well, that's definitely an interesting theory. I can help you, we'll get to the bottom of it, don't you worry now. Leave the detective work to me, let's not jump to conclusions here. I'd say the middle one.
And you seem like the kind of man who's good at solving mysteries.
Sure, can't you see how busy I am with cases? I replied a little too harshly. Sarcasm wasn't my strong suit. I reassured her some more and sent her on her way. I didn't want to scare her, but I warned her before she left to keep her doors locked and call me if she saw anything suspicious. I didn't know if she was in any danger herself, but better safe than sorry. That night, I made my way down to Central Park. It was a long shot, but maybe there was something there the cops had missed. Next chapter. The scene was already picked clean by the cops days ago, but I've got a knack for finding the things others overlook. A knack, more of a symptom of a condition. Other, less useful symptoms I kept in check, but for the time being, my keen sense of smell would come in handy. It was faint, but I could smell it before I even approached the police line.
The police line would be gone if everything was picked clean. Just saying.
The scent was less of a thing and more of an emotion. Seduction. Strangely familiar smell. I expected the scent of trepidation or maybe even outright fear, but Mrs. Farnsworth seemed to have been at the height of pleasure when she left this world. Brought new meaning to a crime of passion. Pushing the thought from my mind, it was time to get down to business. So now we have to investigate the scene. Yep. A burn mark on a nearby tree caught my eye. I ran my finger along its length and felt a chill down my spine. This wasn't just any burn mark. This was the mark of an ancient magic. It's doubtful the cops would have picked up on it. Could Lily have been right? Something unnatural was at play here. But I was no stranger to the strange. Muddy footprints everywhere, difficult to pick out anything from the prints the cops left behind in their haste. But cops don't wear 2,000 pairs of carcanos.
2,000 pairs?
$2,000 pairs of carcanos. I would hope the cops don't own 2,000 pairs. It looked like Mr. Farnsworth was there that night and walked away on his own 2 feet. After looking around for a while longer, I realized the park had given up all it was hiding from me, so I trudged back to my apartment and my head hit my pillow like it owed me money. Next chapter. The next morning, I was reeling from another bout of ghoulish nightmares, but I tried to hide my discomfort when I saw Lily was already sitting down outside my office. She waited wordlessly as I unlocked the door and ripped down another notice from the mayor's office. I motioned for her to step inside. Seemingly afraid of what I might say, she finally worked up the courage to ask.
So what did you find?
I'm just saying that was another way to do it. In case you didn't want to keep clicking there. Okay. Well, I've got some good news. Farnsworth might still be alive. Not sure about beasts, but something unnatural was at play. Might be enough to worry about monsters. Found a spells mark. Maybe the first one? I probably shouldn't have given her false hope like that, but she seemed like she needed something to hold on to right then. She didn't need to know about the mark on the tree.
How do you know that? Where is he?
Found his footprint. Seems like he got out safely, or there were signs he was at the scene and slipped away. I'd say the second one. My tone was indifferent towards her as I turned and grabbed a bottle from my desk drawer. A dryness in my throat made it difficult to swallow my meds.
But you don't know where he went? Do you think the news this morning is related?
What news is that?
Haven't you heard?
Well, yeah, but maybe you should tell me what you know, or nope, rough night, followed by a rough morning. Yeah, I guess that one.
Well,
the one that you were hovering over.
They found the police chief's wife dead down by the docks. They say it happened last night.
Let me guess, Chief Amado was missing too. My face might have betrayed a hint of satisfaction as she confirmed my suspicions, but it faded quickly. Amado was a shit cop and a shit sheriff. He was half the reason I left the force, but now his wife was dead and I had more questions than I did the day before.
You said sheriff, it was chief.
Oh, chief. That's what I meant though. The gears in my head started to spin, which wasn't helped by the splitting pain at my temples. I told Lily I needed time to work, and she left slightly dejected, wanting more answers than I could provide. We'll end this one here, I guess. So this is Kingdom Gaming. I'm Miles, and this is Connor. No wait, this is whatever. Okay, see you next time. Bye.